Good morning. Good morning. How's it going? I know for some people it's evening, but this is Maniac Tim with Maniac Sports. How's everybody doing today? Wow, that was a scary game to say the least. Um, However, I did want to touch on one thing. One thing, yeah, sure. Some people might think that a team that gets 5 interceptions don't deserve to win a ball game. I think they're freaking crazy. I think the Lions went ahead, yeah, even though they got the 5 interceptions, you know, takeaways, even though they got the 5 takeaways, they still showed everybody that the defense was good enough to stop the stop the Houston Texans from scoring a point in the second half, and that proved to be the difference of the ballgame. Sure, it was a missed field goal that kind of saved our ass a little bit there, but other than that, it was also a it was hard work, and dedication by the Detroit Lions themselves, going ahead and putting forth going ahead and really just putting uh, putting together a you know, putting together a win. I mean, it just was something. Yeah, sure, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't the greatest offensive show on turf, which we're used to seeing. Um, Houston came out ready. Houston came out to disrupt what what golf could do. Um, Went ahead and they were on them like crazy. They were on St. Brown like crazy, and they gave Detroit all that they could handle. So that's one thing they did was they gave Detroit, for sure all that they could handle. Um, but Detroit at the end prevailed. Detroit at the end prevailed and showed everybody else that they deserve to be there. That they are the ones that went ahead and figured out a way to beat the system, to win the ball game. You know, they did what they needed to do. And for anybody who thinks that the Lions do not deserve this victory, they're crazy. Because yeah, maybe the offense, the way they play, didn't deserve it. But uh, did Houston deserve this victory? No, because the Lions went ahead and got that. The Lions went ahead and did what they had to do to get the victory. They didn't do it by a lot of trick plays. They did this. I mean, the Lions had their own uh, key interceptions, which stopped a lot of the scoring that Cleveland or that I got a silent phone. I'm sorry, but stopped a lot of the um, stopped a lot of the progress and scoring that the Houston wanted to do. Houston came out, just like Houston came out like a wrecking ball, basically. They came out like the Texans came out like bulls in a rodeo. You know, they were all over Jared Goff. They were all over Jahmyr Gibbs. They were all over uh, David Montgomery. You know, but Detroit found a way to make to make they found a way to prove that they were the better team and win and come up with more points than they could ever have. More. And I'll tell you, those field goals, they were scary. But Jake uh, Bates, man, he proved that he could get things done. He proved that he could do and get it done. You know, uh, if anybody wants to hop on, feel free to hop on. I know some people are watching me on Facebook and stuff like that, but there are links in. Go ahead and try to sign up for Maniac Sports or Tim's Maniac Sports, either one of those, or even Maniac Sports on Twitch. Uh, any of those you can actually hop on. I got links right here in the profile, and I can actually see what you guys are saying. That way, I cannot see uh, Facebook messages from Facebook for some reason here. I just don't see them right now. So, but the Lions have had a hard schedule, but they have went in like a charging ball and faced um, any opponent they have had. And as we looked, we have seen that every opponent after you face the Lions ends up losing the following week so far. Or the following game. Now, Green Bay has had a bye this week, and next week they play Chicago. So, in order for this trend to keep going the way that it goes, Green Bay needs to lose to Chicago, and Houston needs to lose to whoever they play next week, or if they play next week. I don't know if they do, but it's just kind of nice to be able to give teams the first knockout punch and then the second knockout punch in one blow, basically, in one game. And that's what we have seen. So I'm probably not going to be on a whole lot tonight, especially unless somebody hops on here with me. But, I really, really feel the Lions deserved. Hey, Kevin, how's it going, man? How's it going, Kevin? I hope everything's going well with you and your family. Slow motion, huh? Still suffering from that problem at work and that. But yeah, Yeah, they do look really good. They're kind of like, I mean, right now they're ahead of the. I don't know why I'm not even putting you up. Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry to hear that. By the way, Tina did pass away Sunday. So I don't know if you heard that, and I really shouldn't have been saying this on a password or on a podcast, but yeah, she's no longer with us. Yeah, yep. Unfortunately, I'm not going to say too much details. I don't know if you talked to any other guys from work and stuff like that. Uh, but yeah, it's been it's it's sad. You know, it is. She's been fighting illness, and it got the better of her, unfortunately. Um, but getting back to yeah, the Lions look good. You know, I mean, the offense. Yeah, any way it goes, any way it goes, the Lions find a way to win. You know, and it's not squeaking out and win. It's not always just doing that. It's putting together a ball game that will go ahead and even if one thing goes wrong, you find another way. And so I mean, it was last year. We thought, heck, the offense. We thought the offense was the only good part of the team. But this year, hey, it was that defense that shined yesterday. It was the defense that went ahead and rescued the offense's butt. You know what? We did sign Smith. I I still think the Lions can go all the way to the Super Bowl. I think they can. Now, that saying if they can go ahead and get their offense back in track. But I really think the Lions are I mean they're they've been now this year or this month and next month that's really going to tell on how far they're going to be because right now we have you know the Lions have played two only two divisional games. Uh, Jordan Love was of course hurt, uh, but we were able to beat both opponents at their home field. So we were able to defeat uh, Jordan Love and the Packers at Lambeau Field, and the game really didn't seem to. Hmm. Yeah, man, Kansas City was lucky. Kansas City was. They were. I, I mean, okay, yeah, it was. I mean, go ahead and block that darn field goal. I mean, may, it, yeah, but I'm. I think it depends on what. Wow, if the Lions can get their freight train working again, man, they, I think they can take Kansas City. I really do. You know, now one was, you our last two meetings against Kansas City, the Lions did come up winning. One was a preseason game, but the other one that they beat was a regular season game. Not this year, but last year. So that's something too. So Kansas City did. You know, Lions have been able to defeat Kansas City. Now, you could argue that Kansas City was not at full strength and stuff like that first game of the year, but remember, Kansas City had everything to play for that game too. So, but hey, and I'm not saying it's going to be easy, and the Lions can just go ahead and you know uh, walk all over them. Hey, Grandizer 12, how's it going? How's it going? Oh boy, I'll tell you what, I had to tie that maniac up. Uh, I had to tie him up yesterday because that offense was that all those interceptions. They were really bringing out the maniac in me. Yeah, but and like I say, Lions deserve to win that game. That defense is the reason the Lions were able to overcome five interceptions by Jared Goff. But yeah, victory money. Get your claws out, Lions fans. Yeah, yeah, we had some Texans. We had some. Yeah, ESPN just reported that Goff threw another. I see right now. Oh, oh God. Oh, but yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what. That if you look at that, um, if you look at how, I mean, Dan Campbell's talking to the sideline reporter, and say, "Oh yeah, we need to go ahead and make an interception and you know get a turnover here and there," and right then and there, Lions get, "Hey, Jeremy,
What's up, Maniac Tim?
hey, not much. How's it going, man? Victory Monday for sure."
Yeah, you know what? You guys can all make fun of Goff throwing picks. Three of them were on him. Two of them were great plays by the people up at the line. You know,
Yeah.
so the two deep to JMO that was picked off both times, that was a great play, but in the pass was on target. So you can't
Hmm.
say it was bad.
Right.
So it is what it is. You know what I
Hmm.
saw? I saw a team that said, oh shit, we're down. Maybe we need to play the second half.
Yep. Oh, for sure. Man.
And also, can we talk about the dirtiest player in the game? I
Sure.
don't care what he says. That was not Gatorade. James Houston. He shat
Yeah.
his pants. And I know why he shat his pants because I almost did. AG put him in a quarterback contained spy.
Wow. That way, that was a smellies. Oh God.
That's why no one was able to block him and he had five pressures in his sack. No one wanted to touch his dirty butt. There it is. I win.
Oh boy.
Grandizer just said, get you laughing so hard you cough.
Yep. That that's that's definitely brings out the cough in me laughing.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I made myself laugh so hard I coughed on my noon show that I pulled a Houston.
Oh boy.
So as soon as the
Oh,
show was over, I was changing my shorts.
yeah.
My
Oh,
Lions coach of the week is AG. My hero of the week was Jake Bates. My bum of the week was Dan Skipper. He was awful.
yeah, I was. Yeah, he was.
Now
And we
he
got
now he wants you to say the same things. What are your three? Your coach of the week, your player of the week, and your bum.
okay. Um, my well, okay. My player of the week. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna give it to St. Brown. Not that Bates don't deserve because yeah, I mean you took Bates. So as far as for the player of the week, because St. Brown went ahead and once he got us going, and as far as in those catches, and he came up with the those catches at the right time when you really really need it. So I'm going to give it to you know what? I'm just for the hell of that, and just because I mean I know all the interceptions wasn't him, okay, with his, but I'm just gonna give Goff the bum of the week just because I can, and just for the fun of it. I mean not that he did that great, that bad or anything, but it's just I'm just for shits and giggles. The I mean I'll tell you what I gotta agree with you on on the coach, Glenn. I gotta agree with you there because there's no there's yeah,
After a team puts up 23 and
right.
you don't allow them to score a point for 30 minutes so your team has a chance to win, you have to
Yeah.
give it to him. But
Mm-hmm.
he asked about Dan Skipper. Yes, he was a UDFA. He was originally picked up by the Dallas Cowboys, and in
Right.
2017, the Caldwell-led Lions picked him up as a backup.
And
And, and then he went to the Broncos, the Patriots, the Houston Texans, then was cut from their practice squad and returned to the Lions in 2019. Then he went to the Raiders in 21 in the offseason. They cut him, and who brings him back? The Detroit Lions. Last year, he was actually, I don't know, last year he was on the Colts practice squad before he was on the Lions practice squad. So he's actually been 10 different stops, and four of them were with the Lions. I never panicked. As a matter of fact, I was telling people in chat, dude, there's 30 minutes of ball left. We're only
Mhm.
down 16. It's not insurmountable.
Right. And that was more or less a joke about golf being the bum of the
Oh,
week. Yeah.
no, no, no. You can say whatever you want.
Right.
It's your show.
Oh yeah,
Let
I
him
know
be
I
the
can,
bum of
but
the week. Let him be. Because you know what? He did have an awful game. I mean, he was only
mhm,
50% on the completions. Throw
right.
out the three interceptions. That's still two interceptions to two touchdowns. 2-2. That's 1-to-1 interception
Yeah.
ratio. It's not acceptable. It's not
Right.
what we're used to.
Yeah, especially out of him.
Well, he's been a UDFA, and that's what UDFAs do. They're the rank and file of this league. People
Hmm.
don't realize these guys bounce around, but always come back to certain places because it's their fit. Now, Dan Skipper,
Right.
he's also 6'8" and 350 pounds, so it's easy for him to get picked up by another team. 6'10", excuse me.
And and
Uh,
that's
who
when
is
golf
our
seems to do
starting
the worst.
linebacker? Who is our starting left tackle is Taylor Decker. and he should be.
Mm-hmm.
He just was hurt. They let him have a week of rest.
Yep. Yep. That's true. And he got hurt on practice, right? In practice.
No, I think he's been hurt for a couple of weeks.
Okay.
6 foot but plays like he's 10 foot 10. That's what.
So, do you think the Lions at their best is good enough to take out the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yes,
I agree.
we're a better team than last year, and we beat them by 1 point. Granted, they didn't have Kelsey and Chris Jones, but guess
Right.
what? You play who's on the field. We were missing players in that game too. So
Yes, we were.
I hate that comment. Well, you didn't beat them at full strength. Our backup hooker did better than Mahomes in the preseason game.
Oh yeah.
They're not unbeatable.
Right.
They're suspect to the same things we are. If a team
Mm-hmm.
can run, they can do damage.
That's true.
What I was most upset about, and I'm going to go back to it. The last time we started Dan Skipper at left tackle when Taylor Decker was hurt was the Baltimore Ravens game. And it looked
Ah,
exactly like that performance.
right. Mm-hmm. Yep. And that's what I was thinking too. Is that yeah,
The other times he came in, we switched Sewell to left tackle. And I was hoping
true.
that's what they were going to do. But at the same time, with Daniil Hunter and the backup on that side having D'Amico Autry having the success that they had against Sewell, I don't think Dan Skipper would have been able to handle it.
Right. But yeah, he's right there saying that Kansas City is getting some lucky breaks.
But lucky breaks. Well, let's put it this way: Pat Mahomes still is tied with Goff with 9 interceptions.
Right.
Do you know how many it would be if they weren't called back on defensive penalties?
About 15.
About 15.
About
He'd
15.
be
Wow.
he'd be leading the league,
Mm-hmm.
and at least 3 of them were ticky tack penalties at the end of games. So I don't care how great they say Mahomes is, but the fact that Goff is only tied with him and your
Mm-hmm.
leaders in interceptions this year, shall I
Right.
name them for you? Geno Smith, Jordan Love, and Sam Darnold at
Wow.
10. The guy who hasn't thrown a lot of picks is Josh Allen this year.
Okay.
I think he's
Yeah,
only
that's
thrown
true.
one or I think he's only thrown one or two.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look that up.
Of course, we got in a few weeks we got Buffalo coming to us, or we're going to them one or two.
Oh, he had two yesterday, so now he's up to four. He's got
Oh,
four on the season. 17 touchdowns and 4 interceptions.
okay. So yeah, he
Not bad.
shows. Yeah. Well, he might get a couple more when he plays the Lions.
It was nice seeing CD3 get 2 picks yesterday.
Oh yeah, it
That,
was.
that's the first picks we've gotten out of our cornerbacks that wasn't called back.
Yeah. I mean, that's funny.
He's still
Right.
in the top five, 100%. He has to be because the team's 8-1. Because if Mahomes is still number one because they're 9-0, it's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
It should. I personally feel it should be Lamar Jackson, Jared Goff, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has a lower completion percentage, lower yards, and lower touchdowns.
Right. Yeah, they've been barely squeaking by, and like you said, there's been some lucky breaks. There's been some all and out calls that have been fishy, to say the least.
He threw for 2,200 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 9 picks through 9 games. No, I actually expected exactly what we did in the trade
Mm,
deadline. I was saying it for weeks. We weren't going to get a bigger splash. We didn't.
no,
That's not Brad Holmes' MO.
no, you're right. He basically builds through the draft, and
And he lowered the cost of Zadarius Smith
mhm,
by waiting until the trade deadline instead of panic trading. Everybody
right,
wanted Zadarius Smith before Hutchinson got hurt.
right,
As soon as it was announced he was on the trade block,
yep,
but they wanted a day 2 pick, and then it became a 4th rounder. And lo and behold, we give him a 5th rounder, a 6th rounder, and we get a 7th back. I think
right.
that's a win.
Yeah, I think that's great. Yeah, we Brad Holmes knows how to deal. That's for sure, and he's always been patient too. Always, man. So, do you think the Bears are going to be able to beat the Packers next week?
Nope, that O line is atrocious. There's nothing they can do to fix it. Matt
Right.
Eberflus has lost the team. Shane Waldron was not a good fit.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the things that I said would hurt Caleb Williams is what they did. They did the exact same thing to him that they did to Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
Drafted a quarterback with a guy on the hot seat to try and save his job.
Right.
They're probably going to end up with a whole new front office, and then you're going to have a GM and a coach that didn't draft Caleb Williams again.
Right.
And Minnesota looks smart as hell. KOC has got a 26-14 record, and
Mm-hmm.
Matt Eberflus with Ryan Poles has a 14-26 record in their 3 years.
Wow.
Not good enough. I
Nope.
don't know how he got to keep a job.
No, I don't know either. I sure don't know. And Trevor Lawrence is hurt, right?
Who?
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence had a minor injury. He might be back this week. I don't
Okay.
care. I'm not scared of him either.
Mm-hmm.
He's Daniel Jones with the better roster.
Yeah.
I don't see how we lose at home to the Jaguars. If we do, it's because we shot ourselves in the foot.
Well, that's the old Detroit Lions to shoot yourself in the foot
No, but I
lines.
mean, no, no,
Yeah.
no, no, no. That's the only way this team loses is if they beat
Right.
themselves. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah.
It,
I understood
it,
how you put it, but I
I
was.
don't mean it. I don't mean it like the same old Lions because the same old
Mhm.
Lions died at halftime yesterday.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's for sure.
Anybody who says same old Lions, fool's gold Lions,
Mhm.
PTSOL, you know, post traumatic stress old Lions, it's done. It has to
Mhm.
be done because the same old Lions don't win that game. The same
No.
old Lions played in Baltimore last year.
Right.
They had no heart, no grit. They couldn't overcome that 20-point deficit to get back in the game. What did we
Sure.
do? We were down 23-7 and we held court
Hmm.
and found them unworthy.
Yep. Exactly.
And Jake Bates over there kicking footballs that have so much goalpost paint on them, it isn't funny.
I know, and I mean, it looked like it was going to go
Out. Yeah,
out,
it looked
and
like
then
it was
all
going
of
to
a sudden,
go out, and then it straightened right out. They both
yeah,
went bone straight. I don't get it. They went bone straight. I
yeah.
was like, oh, okay. The second one, I was like, oh God, did the game winner make it? Okay, we're good.
Wow. Yeah, and whoever would have thought that the Michigan Panthers would be scouter the scouter for our kicker, basically.
I did after I saw him kick
Yeah.
his first game. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, he should not walk out of Detroit. He should go
Nope.
straight from Ford Field to Allen Park.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, how crazy is this? August 12th, 2023, Houston Texans waive Jake Bates.
Oh my God.
He was a UDFA that they picked up last year out of
Mm-hmm.
college who had never kicked a field goal in college. Matter of
Mm-hmm.
fact, he
Right.
never kicked a field goal in high school because he was a soccer player that they
Right.
converted in college to be the place
Mm-hmm.
kicker. But you
Right.
got a place kicker who was doing 87.6% touchbacks in college.
Wow. Wow.
So he comes to the NFL. He doesn't beat Kyami Fairbairn for the Texans job, gets relieved of his duties on the roster, and he goes back to the family business of masonry selling or brick selling.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward, the Panthers give him a call and say, "Hey, you want to come kick for us?" Sure. In the first game, the coach realizes the holder's 3 yards too far back, try to stop him and call a
Right.
timeout. The guy still made the damn kick. So he fixes it, but moves him 3 yards out, and it's the longest kick in USFL history. 64 yards. It'd be tied with 8 players for second longest in NFL history if he was in the NFL at that time. And it
Wow.
happened at Ford Field.
Mm-hmm.
And he hit
Yeah.
58, which is the third longest in Lions history, not the longest. Mike Tirico was wrong.
Right.
Jason Hansen has the longest at 64. Prater hit 62 with them.
Okay.
But 58 is next on that list.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty impressive for a rookie kicking in the NFL. It's his first year kicking in the NFL.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
He's 14 of 14. He's missed one extra point. You can't. What would you
Right.
rather miss? 3 points or 1 point?
1 point. 1 point for sure. For sure.
Do you know what scoring play has never happened in the NFL in its history?
What?
The 1 point play.
Okay.
It's a 1 point safety. It's when a team is either going for the extra point or the 2 point conversion. It's a turnover return for a touchdown, which counts as 1 point in the NFL.
Wow.
It has never been done in NFL history. That's pre-merger, Super Bowl era,
Mm-hmm.
all of it. Never been
Wow.
done. Do you know who's the only college team to go an entire season undefeated for a year and shut every opponent out? The
Mich-
1901 Michigan Wolverines,
Wow.
led by George Heisman.
And that's where they got the Heisman
I,
Trophy from.
yeah, that guy. They
Mm-hmm.
outscored their opponents that season 550 to 1 to nothing. I mean,
Wow.
to zero.
Damn.
That's beyond domination.
Yeah, it
That
is.
that's why did you show up?
Mm-hmm.
And back
Talk
then,
it.
I think it was what 10 games to get to the championship back in those days, or 8 games. It was something stupid, but
Mm-hmm.
they outscored their opponents on an average of 55 points a game or more.
Wow. Wow.
And then there was a Fresno State versus Cumberland University.
Mm-hmm.
That's biggest blowout, the
See what?
biggest blowout in college football history. 222 to nothing in one game. Fresno State had 1,850 rushing yards.
Wow. Um,
Yes,
I don't know.
it was Johnny Unitas who threw 5 picks, and the Bears come back to win. That's what
Mhm.
happened 54 years ago.
Wow. Yeah, I like some of these people who said that the Lions didn't deserve to win the game. Lions sure as hell deserve to win that game.
It, you're going to have haters about stuff.
Oh,
You're
oh
going to
yeah.
have we're going to have our own fan base hating on it. See, this is
Mm,
why I didn't like golf. That's what I heard all day yesterday.
mm-hmm.
Don't don't give credit to a defense for making a great play. Make fun of golf. You know
Right.
what?
What?
54 years ago, Maniac Tim was there. Guess what? That's the year I
Yeah.
was born, so I might have. I think I was a month old when it happened. That
Yeah, I
happened in
would.
November.
Yeah, I could have been there. For, oh boy. But I think I was in New Mexico at the time. Oh boy. Yeah. I was in New. Well, I could have been part of the time because I was 5 when I moved to Michigan. So.
Yep, and the Colts ended up winning the game
Mm,
20-21. Johnny Unitas threw for 2 touchdowns and
mm,
5 interceptions. 23 of 40.
mm.
Wow.
Do I think that I?
I don't think the Lions peaked too soon. I think that's the
No.
mark of a great team to come back
Mm,
from adversity.
yeah, I think they just had. I think they just had a bad game.
Uh, I'm
You
going to
know.
tell you right now, I was talking with my friend that comments on my shows, Fred
Mm-hmm.
Peterson. He added me on Facebook just to talk to me on Messenger. And we were literally messaging. And I had the TV muted because I was doing speech to text and all that stuff. And we look, and Dan Campbell's on the screen. I said, "What needs to happen is a big turnover and get some momentum." And I didn't know that's what Dan Campbell was saying at that time either. And literally, right after I sent the message, he goes, "Holy crap, I just listened to it." And as I look up at the screen, Carlton Davis picked him off.
I know. Oh.
I sat there, I said, "This is what needs to happen to give the defense confidence right now." The
Mm-hmm.
offense started moving the ball. They scored a touchdown in that half.
Mm-hmm.
So there was some offensive success. It was defensive success we needed.
Mm-hmm.
I never once got worried. But that was, I sat there and said, now that this has happened, I don't care what happens the rest of the game. It's going to be a close game, and I bet you the Lions win.
And they sure did.
It is good to see the Lions as nearly regulars in primetime games. You know why?
Mm-hmm.
Because all the Lions fans in this country get to see them without having to pay extra through their
Yeah.
cable provider or to some streaming service just to watch the game.
Mm-hmm. Now, aren't they going to be on like one Thursday game, other in December and
The
some?
Bills, I know, I think we got Thursday night versus the Packers right after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Next week's a 1 o'clock game. Nothing to worry about. It'll be on your regular local station.
Mm-hmm.
But I am getting tired. I
Yeah.
did my show at 9 o'clock. I've been bullshitting with Lions fans all night. I just saw you were live when I was watching a buddy of mine that was playing some slots online. I was like, oh, I gotta go see Timmy. Bye.
Well,
But
thanks for coming
I knew
on.
you. I knew you'd have the StreamYard up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just tell everybody here the same way I tell them on my channel before I leave. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. It's the only way to make the world a better place. Starts right here. Much love.
Oh yeah. Yep. And thanks again, Jeremy.
Not a problem.
Yeah. Wow. No, I don't think the Lions peaked too soon, and I think the Lions. I think the Lions. Um, they needed to show dominance early in the season. A lot of times you've seen them get a slow, do with a go with a slow start and then building momentum, and then this their record it ends up being too late. Sometimes they start too late. One pride for sure, for sure. Hey, by the way, congratulations on the Finns beating the LA Rams. Oh, yeah. So you watched it with Aurora UK, and you're talking about the LA Rams one or the Lions game? Yeah, I was at one. I know I haven't been streaming too much lately. Oh yeah, and you're welcome, of course. Oh wow. Hey, make sure you enjoy your night off. I appreciate it. I mean and I I'm glad for you. I don't know, but I mean make sure you make the best of when you get nights off. Just make sure you. Yeah, I kind of thought that's what you meant. I know for like the last 3 weeks I ain't been streaming while I've been watching the game. I really should have turned them on, but I've been getting over. I mean, actually, my cough's a lot better than what it was a couple weeks ago. My cough really got bad, but yeah, standings. Yep, that's true. They do. They did for the for the NFC North. That's for sure. The Finns went winning that game, and also Pittsburgh winning too, because you had the Giants or the Commanders when because Commanders are like they lost. Now they're 2 games below us, but yeah. Oh, I seen the Lions game at home. Yeah, I just actually I watched it on the TV in my bedroom. But I seen the Lions game at home, and I just the problem when you're streaming the Lions game too and watching it is a lot of times you gotta have the TV so low you can't hear it that well. So, but I need to start doing shows right after the Lions game if I'm not going to stream the Lions game. Lions Info have home field advantage for the whole playoffs. None of this playing in San Francisco for the championship game. True, true. Oh God, yeah, yeah. I definitely was yelling at the TV and yelling at yeah. I definitely had my frustration, and actually I was texting with one of my friends from work. His name is Tim. Uh, Tim Reardon from work, and we were texting back and forth, and he's like a big fan of running the ball. Real big fan of running the ball, and I know he was going ahead and texting, yeah, they need to go back to running the ball, and they had just I think it was David Montgomery. I just ran the ball. Well, I texted him back. I go, yeah, but you gotta get more than 2 yards. He goes, you're right on that, bud. But yeah, which was really too bad I didn't stream last night because he would have made sure he was commenting on my show if I would have been streaming too last night. So that was too bad there. But yeah, but hey, it was definitely. What was the name that? What was the name they gave Goff when he messed up his first year? I nearly thought of that I when you heard those ints. Well, I know Jim used to say he was Goffle. Uh, I know that was Jim's nickname for him. He was, really Goffle instead of awful Goffle. Uh, and I mean, things drove Jim nuts. Oh, back when he would just do his first read and stuff like that. But other than the interceptions, he really didn't have the sharp throws. He was also underthrowing people too. He got rattled right away. Um, so his completion rating wasn't great. Um, I still think there was some timing issues between him and Jameson Williams. Uh, I mean, and of course, them double teaming St. Brown didn't help. Okay, on the roar of on the roar, the Lions UK, the viewers didn't bash golf. Maybe on Michael Mike stream they did. Fans were too quick to get upset. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Well, I think and I'd be lying if I said I was all in favor of golf. You know, I was worried, and I just put the camera down so people could see I have a golf jersey on. But you know, I was like, hey, bring the hooker. That's what I was saying. Bring in Hendon Hooker. Let's see what he could do. After he just started giving so many interceptions, and I was worried about what if he would revert back. But I mean, one bad game does not. Uh, that's it, Goffle. Yep. But that's to me, he proved a lot of poise even after, that he could go ahead and he said this was nothing compared to how he had felt and how he had you know I'm sure he didn't let the interceptions get to him too much. And I think as a quarterback, he handled, he handled things pretty well. Uh, sure, I made him the bum out, but anytime you give up 5 interceptions, and yeah, sure, some was defensive plays that made those interceptions on a couple of them. Uh, and of course, Dan Skipper being in instead of Frank Ragnow, I mean, you had, you know, you had one of, you know, he had somebody in his face all the time, basically. He was rushed. And when you're not a mobile quarterback, and they were able to give a lot of penetration to the line. They were in the face. They were getting, I mean, not only was he rushing and stuff like that, and defense messing golf up, they were messing up. Houston uh, uh, defense was messing up the running game basically too. You know, it you know, and it was messing up where it was messing up where they were in his face so quickly that it doesn't give you that time to think. So, but okay, Dan Skipper. If he played better and the Lions win the Super Bowl, Skipper may get Skipper peanut butter endorsement. Oh, Zonk. Good one though. Oh God. Well, maybe we ought to just go ahead and get Peter Pan because then they could they could take teams right to Neverland. Okay, I shouldn't have went there. I'll admit I shouldn't have went. But I mean, there's always Jeff because we can just go ahead and win in a jiffy. All right, I'm exposing myself to some bad jokes here. I'm out of my mind. Please forgive me. How late will you be up? In case I can answer the door for pizza. I'll tell you, I'm probably going to call it quits around 1:30, which isn't that much longer because it's 1:22 now. It's just, there's some stuff I got to do in the morning. I really got to get some stuff done. But if you got to answer, you go ahead and you answer the door. That's for sure. Or get that pizza. Oh God. Oh man. Sorry guys for yawning, and excuse me for yawning. But yeah, this has been a. It's always good to see the Lions do it, and it's amen. Granddad's 12. But I'm glad you came on. I'm glad we've seen Jeremy. Uh, it's great to see him, and it's definitely always good to have you on. I do appreciate that. I know. I just gotta figure out. I just gotta get a schedule where I can get things going more often. because it's been rough. I mean, I've had a rough few weeks about a lot of things in that. So, but yeah, I'm only going to be on for about 5 more minutes or so. So yeah, the Lions really, I- I do think that maybe they did show too much when they were in the Dallas game, though. I think they had a little bit of too much fun against Dallas. I think they showed some of their trick plays, and none of the trick plays were working last last week or last Sunday, which actually is almost 2 days ago. So, oh boy, but so we got Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars coming to Ford Field this week. Uh, if Trevor Lawrence plays, if he doesn't, who knows? Uh, I don't think their defense is as strong as what. Um, yeah, I don't think the defense is going to be able to do to the Lions what the defense of the Houston did. I just really don't see that happening. Uh, but hey, it could happen. Um, Lions are going to be at home, of course. I think the Lions are going to go ahead and release the beast. That's what I think the Lions are going to do. All right, here we go. Forward down the field, a charging team that will not yield. And when the blue and silver wave, stand and cheer the brave. Rah, 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 go hard, win the game. With honor, you will keep the fame down the field and gain a Lions victory. Go Lions! Oh, gosh. That's what the Lions need to do. The Lions need to release the beast. And I really think, I mean, yes, um, Aiden Hutchinson being gone hurts. Uh, we're going to see Smith. I think we'll see Smith next week. Uh, the reason he didn't play this week, of course, was because they didn't have their bye, and they would, Cleveland had their bye this week. So basically, Dan Campbell said to Smith, just, your body needs healing. Go ahead and, you'll be at the game, but you don't need to play. So, but I think he's going to add to that pass rush next week. Restore the roar. Restore the roar. Defend the den. Go Detroit Lions. Go Lions. Yeah, we got to restore that roar. You know, and I'll tell you, this year they have done a great job at restoring that roar. They have done a real great job. Um, yeah, they have done a great job. Yeah, I am surprised about Seattle. Uh, you know, I am. Yeah, Seattle. That did surprise me because they just kind of, you were expecting them to do better, and I mean they started out doing better, and of course you also got to look at the Saints. You know, now one of the surprise teams I think uh, as far as in actually improving uh, has been, of course, the Cardinals. Arizona Cardinals, man. But as far as for going the other way, and I mean, Tampa's been having a rough time too. You know, I mean, they were doing real good, and then all of a sudden so I mean, that's surprising. Uh, I tell you what, I'm not really surprised about the Jets. So, you know, I I thought I thought Aaron Rodgers was, you know, I thought it was a reach them going for him and hoping for him to be able to play like he did. When I mean, I don't think they expected him to play like he did at his prime. But I'm not surprised at all about the Jets, and I'll be kind of surprised if Aaron Rodgers does not walk away after this season. Uh, or maybe maybe Jets will kick him out after this season. I don't know. Uh, but it wasn't, it's not surprising. Uh, and saying that it is 1:31 now. Uh, thank everybody for coming on. Thanks, thanks super much, Granddaddy 12. I do appreciate you. Uh, I do appreciate anybody who watched, even anybody who didn't comment. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate um, anybody who watched on 10th Maniac Sports or even Maniac Sports or even uh, yeah, I know there was a couple people watching on Facebook too. I did appreciate Jeremy coming in here too, of course. But yeah, um, I'm I am kind of surprised at how uh, Pittsburgh is doing. But in saying that, everybody have a great night. I do appreciate it. And this is Maniac in with Maniac Sports. You know, you guys take care. You know, thank you all and have a great night.